Howdy there, friends. I feel like this whole, are people moving from Google to ChatGPT, AI stuff, is like got two camps. You got people that are saying they're just hyping it up like crazy, and then you've got some really entrenched search people who realize that their jobs might be at risk saying this is completely overblown. So I'm gonna walk you through my data. Here's the top mistake that I'm seeing a lot of people making. What they're saying is, AI search was like 1% of all my searches. Why would I spend time there? Especially when Google, for my site, was 70-something%. So I think the biggest thing is how fast it's growing and does it maintain that growth trajectory. The AI search engines have sent me about 1,450 visits all year. That's nothing compared to what Google has sent. But if you look at the trajectory over the last month, you would see a trend that I think is pretty interesting. So here we are, 1,449 visits all year, 600 last month. So this is where I think using something like ChatGPT o1 could be an interesting way to try to predict out when does this number become meaningful if we stay on this trajectory? What if this trajectory only grows at a slower pace? What if it grows at a faster pace? And then you can see whenever those numbers become meaningful for you. For me, once I get to 5,000 visits, it becomes really meaningful. But this is just a traffic metric. I think the bigger thing is we've got to look at leads and lead flow. Now, I'm gonna show you some stuff out of my CRM because I want to show you real data. I think in the last like 5 or 6 months, we put ChatGPT as an option in our dropdown when you are selecting how you heard about us. On the surface, all year, ChatGPT is only 2% of my leads, but I believe we only put the dropdown in like 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. Now, the way I'm looking at this is of all the queryable referring traffic and lead sources. So where do people go into a box and type in a question and get an answer? That's Google and Bing versus ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc. When I take all the leads from queryable sources all year, even knowing that I've only put that drop down in recently, ChatGPT is showing up as almost a third of my lead flow. And I've got real pipeline and real numbers, and you can kind of see it. So that 0.09 last year, I'm pretty sure we didn't have that as a drop down last year. So that's a little bit of a, maybe somebody asked someone and they answered that. But since we put the drop down in, you can see ChatGPT, AI, et cetera, is 2.17% versus search, which is 6.5%. And I'm seeing these numbers say there is some traction there. So here's the thing, my friends, especially my friends in B2B. My recommendation is look at the slope of the growth of the traffic, get sources like how did you hear about us, including ChatGPT and AI. So then when you get into 2025, you have a clean slate to start to look at these growth trajectories and impact on your actual lead flow. Keep in mind that the visitors from ChatGPT could be very different than the visitors from search in terms of their lead quality. So therefore, my recommendation is that you bring this data into your CRM so you can actually tell if it's having impact or not for your specific business and use case.